Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Kate and Isaiah Living Large. I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Kate.
And on this episode, we are going to be doing our quarterly review. We're going to talk about everything we talked about throughout this quarter, maybe talk about our goals that we had set previously, maybe some goals we're going to set to hopefully make in this quarter. But yeah, before we start, I think we need to talk about how is your new job going? You're traveling back and forth. How are you making out with that?
So new job is great. I am loving it, loving the people that I'm working with. Can you imagine I started the same day as another girl named Kate?
Crazy.
So surprising no one, they refer to us as the Kates.
The Kates, Kate squared.
Yeah, well, it's actually 2 Kate mathematically.
Oh, okay.
I just adjusted my glasses like a super nerd after that mathematical joke. Ooh, I guess jokes have to be funny in order to be classified as such.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and she's great. She's around my age, and like we're hitting it off very well. Yeah, it works good. I'm excited to be there. Now the commute, I found a carpool friend, and that's been great. Driving back and forth every day. I can see how it'll grow exhausting over time.
Yeah.
But I think that for now, it's a great scenario, great setup, and I'm pretty happy to be working in downtown Fredericton.
Nice.
How are things with you? You had a vacation?
Oh my goodness. I had a vacation. I went to the Wu-Tang Nas concert in Toronto. It was great. I have discovered that Toronto's transit system, well, I'm sure there's probably some flaws and some people would probably complain about, is 20 times better than ours.
It's amazing what you can do with a million people.
It is so good. Like, literally, I want to jump on a train. Oh, I missed it. Oh, here it comes again. Like, it was so good getting around.
Oh, yeah. When you've got the population to support transit, it can be really excellent.
Yeah. No, it was fantastic. And they have like a day pass that you just like scan the thing and you hop on, you hop off. It was great. So we got to jump on and off the trolleys and stuff around Toronto, which was super awesome. The concert was amazing. They pulled out Talib Kweli, and I'm sure that name means a lot to you.
I don't know what you just said.
He's an artist, a little controversial at times, but yeah, he's a pretty good old school hip hop artist. So it was a good concert overall. The flight there was kind of a little stuffy, a little cramped. Luckily, Andrea sat in the middle seat on the way there because it was like a 3-decker.
Oof.
But on the way back, I got the emergency exit.
Oh, sweet.
Heck yeah. So it was nice and there was lots of room and oh yeah.
That is lots of leg room.
Yeah, Andrea sat behind it. So Andrea, we didn't get a seat beside each other on the flight home. Which
at the end of a vacation. But you really want to talk to each other anymore? Right?
But it was great. Really, really enjoyed that trip. But yeah, that's
overall good times.
Great time, yeah.
Good.
Now, what about gym? Have you been able to get to the
No,
gym?
I haven't been to the gym once.
Haven't been to the gym once?
No, I've determined that working early mornings, going to the gym early in the morning before going to work at a new job is actually impossible.
Probably, I can imagine.
It was a tall order to think that I could even pretend to do that. And I haven't canceled my gym membership yet because I have a hard time because Afterburn has been so great to me and I love it there so much. But if I'm not going.
Right. That's money.
Literally not being spent well. But I may have a solution. It depends on where I land in terms of a department. Because some of the buildings have gyms in them.
Ooh. So
I'll be able to do a lunch hour thing.
Nice. That, you know what? That's pretty awesome, especially if you're going to go to work at an office. It'd be nice to have a gym in the office.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting until I land in my final spot. And then I will figure that next step out. Because you know what? Starting a new job is just kind of, even though it's not that necessarily that hard in the beginning, because, you know, they treat you with kid gloves and let you grow into things. But I kind of forgot how exhausting that whole process is.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, mentally, physically, it's definitely exhausting. Have you at least like been able to like get up and do some walking or do any like thing like that?
Like I've walked
A bit.
from my car to the
All right.
office.
All right.
It's actually physically, it's not been the best, but I've been in such a good shape mentally that I've been eating
That's
pretty well, and
good.
like, you know, and we'll figure out that next step. I had a bit of a scare. A friend's diagnosed with an illness related,
Okay.
and it kind of was almost a wake up call for me where I've kind of looked at the world a little bit differently in the last few days. So
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ooh, okay, gotta fix this again."
Think about things. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. No, and I think we that kind of segues great into our conversation with our quarter. So one of the things we did talk about this quarter was physical and mental health. And I think mental health again is just definitely a huge part of what you need to be aware of as well, not just your physical health, right?
100%. And you know, as well I was doing with my physical stuff at the end, you know, in the last few number of months, I was in a pretty taxing place mentally due to some scenarios at my job, my last job, and it was a genuinely tough time. I know poor Isaiah be like, "What are we going to talk about?" And I'd be like,
I don't know.
"I don't know. Stop pressuring me."
Your one job.
Yeah, my one job in this whole podcast is to come up with the topics we talk about. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, and so when we talked about in that episode, I know we talked about, you know, that our physical health is somewhat tied to our mental health, right? The more you feel physically good, the happier you feel mentally, and again, body image is a huge part of that too.
Absolutely, which again segues nicely into another one of our episodes in the last quarter, which was our body image. We only had one guest in this quarter, and I think this is a good time to mention that we are still raising money for a new microphone because we would like to have guests again.
Would love to have guests again.
I'm a little sick of mine and Isaiah's voices on their own. We're really good at talking to others. We're pretty good at talking to each other too, but it's time to bring a guest back.
I know, right?
Especially our doctor friend.
Yes.
Because that'll be really great.
So we had my cousin on for 2 episodes.
Yes.
Cousin Alicia, she came on and she talked about, and we talked one episode, we did talk about body image and self-body image.
Mhm.
And we talked about how that, again, tying back into the mental health side of it, how self-body image can definitely cause you to either be happy and be more motivated to do things like go to the gym, do things like that, or if you have poor body image, you can it can drive you to maybe stop doing things, especially if you find yourself plateauing and things like that.
Absolutely. How have you heard from Alicia at all since she's been back out west? How is she doing?
She's doing great. She's definitely we've been talking. We always talk as cousin thing. We typically send memes back and forth, like
Of course,
like family does. But she's doing good.
Good. I'm so glad to hear it. That was one of the most pivotal and inspirational episodes I think we've recorded in this room, because it kind of hit me out of the blue. As we all know, there was a big reveal that we had a mutual person in Alicia's brother who had sadly passed away a couple of years ago because of drug related things. And it was what would have been an excellent episode regardless turned into a really wonderful conversation that I cannot actually shake. And I'm so happy that we were able to have that moment here.
Yeah, no, that was great. And having Alicia on was definitely great. She does lots of public speaking things too, so she's very versed in her story and likes to talk about what's going on in her life for sure.
Right. In a really like accessible and hilarious way.
Yes.
So she's just amazing, actually.
Now I gotta look at our cheat sheet to see what else we talked about this quarter.
Well, we did our top 5 episodes, which
Yes, we
were,
did.
not the greatest success.
No, we have clearly are not meant to do top fives, or maybe we just need to be more prepared for our top fives.
Well, I think Isaiah and I need to generally be spicier people if we're going to tackle things like that. I think both of us are so generally like, well, a little of this and a little of that. And like, yeah, I totally understand where this person's coming from, which makes us good people. But like, not that spicy a podcast.
Yeah, no. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Someday.
We'll pretend we should adopt personas like Stephen Colbert's persona in the post Jon Stewart, in like the what was that called after the Jon Stewart show, The Daily Show?
The Colbert Report.
Oh yeah, the Colbert Report. We need to adopt our own like
yes.
crazy personas.
Perfect. I feel like that would be terrible. Very terrible.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think we did that. We really want to get more guests on though, for sure. To plug that again, we really want to get a new mic on here to get some more guests in. We also went to Area 506.
Yes, we did. That was probably our spiciest episode.
Yes.
Speaking of debates, the 1 versus 2 tent debate that we had, and what the logistics of a small yet growing festival can do.
Right. So we talked about Area 506,
which was a tremendous time.
Oh, it was so good. I definitely really enjoyed Neon Dreams. A little biased here. That was like the one group I really wanted to see. But the whole festival was amazing overall.
You're not biased. You just enjoy them. If you're biased, it'd be like you were his brother or something.
I mean, I could be. Who knows?
Well, I'm pretty sure you're not.
Fine, whatever. Yeah, we definitely, the Area 506 was fun. We never did a Moonlight Bazaar conversation at all, but that was another thing that we ran into along the way of festivals that happened.
But I didn't go to that one.
I did. It was super fantastic. We touched on it a bit.
We did touch on it, yeah.
And so that happened this summer, but we never really did an episode on it. We talked about it in an episode. I just want to reiterate that also happened this year, which was super awesome, super fun.
This weekend I actually went to the Queen Square Fine Art Craft Market.
Oh man, how was that?
It was amazing. There was some really great stuff there. And I kept not that he has a clue who I am, but I kept seeing Meister Fresh Wes.
Oh yeah.
And he smiled and nodded at me, and I was like, hey. I was like, I'm not going to make a big deal of this, but it's pretty cool that Meister Fresh Wes just walks around St. John.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I've met him a few different times now. He's really, really cool.
It's like they say, his friend to the stars.
Friend of the stars, yeah. I mean, I know him through my buddy Stephen Hero. Of course. So, I mean, him and their relationship is the cutest thing I've ever seen, to be honest. Who actually, Stephen Hero just dropped a new single.
Oh, nice.
The Ugwug on Friday.
Cool.
I think the video will be out the day we drop this, or comes out shortly after. I think it comes out on the 20th. So Friday, when we go see Two Fat Dads.
Yeah, we're going to see Isaiah and I are going on a date.
Yeah.
On Friday. We're going to see the early show of Two Fat Dads featuring Matt Keenan and Joe, last name I can't pronounce, but probably will be able to after that.
Yeah, so we get to go see that, and that same day that his music video for Ugwug comes out, I'm supposed to be in it. I was part
Are you the Ugwug?
I was part of the video shoot. I'm pretty sure I get eaten by the Ugwug.
Okay.
Or attacked by the Ugwug.
Was it pretty rude of me to assume that you were the scary sea monster?
A little bit. I'm a little offended.
Okay.
So yeah, what else did we talk about this quarter? We talked about vacation habits, but right at the beginning of the quarter, that was our first episode.
Yes.
For this quarter, which kind of kicked off the summer, which was vacation habits. And of course, I did not do anything on my vacation habits like I said I was going to. Did you do anything for the summer that you said you were going to? Because I know I didn't.
Like do things on vacation related to my health?
Or any vacation stuff in general?
Oh yeah, I went to Halifax and I saw a band there that is famous, Fleet Foxes.
Oh yeah.
And then I went to Woodstock and saw the Dooryard
That's
Arts
right.
Festival, and that was a great like week and a half span of like all the things.
The summer went by real fast.
The summer did
I
go
can't
by
believe all
very
that stuff
fast.
happened in the summer.
I know, and now we're in autumnal glory.
Autumnal glory? Is that
Autumnal glory, like autumn.
autumn.
Autumnal.
November? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I love the fall.
I'm
And using
not
words
a
like
huge
autumnal.
fan. Not a huge fan. It means winter's coming, and I don't like winter.
It doesn't like you either.
That's true. As the Starks say, winter's coming.
Is that from that Game of Thrones show?
That is from Game of Thrones. You've never watched Game of Thrones?
No. Saw the first episode twice. Hated it.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Did you watch it? There's a new episode of Saturday Night Live
I don't watch Saturday Night Live.
with Pete Davidson hosting.
I don't watch Saturday Night Live.
And he does a stand-up bit at the beginning, and I haven't watched the whole episode yet, but he does a stand-up bit at the beginning where he says he was trying to do something with his sister, so he decides that, but he realizes that neither of them had actually seen Game of Thrones, so he starts to sit down and watch it. And apparently there's a fair amount of incest in Game of Thrones.
Yes, there. Yeah, I mean, especially like in the first season, not so much as the season as like the later stuff comes, but yeah, the first season there's definitely a lot.
And his bit is like, and so I'm watching this trying to grow closer with my sister, looking at her going, this is not what I meant.
All right. I'm not a huge Saturday Night Live fan anymore. They've kind of fallen off for me. But,
I mean, I've only watched the first bit of this, and it was a strong episode.
this first episode back after the strike.
After summer, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not even the summer.
Normally, yeah, I know, but it normally wouldn't launch until mid-October anyway.
Yeah. Okay. What else we talk about? Oh, we talked about stress eating, which I can say that I have this week. I've kind of been doing a little bit of, for sure, with some stuff going on in the world we won't really touch on, but
I'm not gonna lie, I actually just stopped to get fuel on my way here to Isaiah's house to record this, and in the gas station bought a lot of candy.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been stress eating quite a bit this last quarter, and doing some terrible eating.
And the world we won't. It's not our place to
Yes.
delve into, but the world is a wild and awful place sometimes.
Yeah, so I definitely have been doing my fair share of stress eating, but you know that is the life as it is, and I will get out of that funk sooner rather than later and get back into it. What about you? You know, you said you just went and got some candy, but
Yeah.
have you been managing your stress through this quarter?
Generally good. I mean, changing jobs and that whole thing is very stressful. But now that I'm going on my third week in the new job, I'm starting to feel myself settle in, and it's almost like starting school at a brand new school or something. It's like, are the people going to like me? Am I going to do a good job? Is my teacher going to like me?
Do you happen to know anyone that you work with besides your drive?
I've met a few people, and then it's there's people spread out that I know a number of who I'd previously worked with
That's
at the
nice.
paper. So
That's nice to like have those kind of people that you kind of know within.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then the final topic we talked about this quarter, which like happened 3 weeks ago, like 3 episodes ago, 4 episodes now, I guess, with this one, was falling off the wagon, which I have this week. I have not gone past. Well, this past week I did not go to the gym at all. I was glued to the TV and whatnot.
Yeah, well, you already asked me that at the top of the episode, how I've been doing on that, and it's not been great. But you know what? We're starting a new week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be Thursday tomorrow based on when this is released. No, but it's going to be Monday tomorrow for real. And there's no time like the present to, at least like for me, I think I might commit to just doing a walk around the block at lunch.
Yeah. I mean, just again, eat. Our motto is eat, live, move, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you can get up and just do some, even just walking around like stuff, that definitely helps, right? and even just the minimal amount of motivation you can give yourself if that's what you need, for sure.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to commit, but I will definitely do at least a walk around the block at lunch tomorrow. That's my strong commitment.
Strong commitment. And that's perfectly fine. I think that if, especially with your schedule being what it is right now, crazy hectic and trying to fit new job into the life that you've already like filled with everything.
Yeah.
It's that, yeah, just any little tiny thing like that is definitely a step in the right direction. And I definitely need to get back to the gym. Like after this past week, I just need to get back. We're in the winter mode too. Yeah, it'll feel good to get out and away from things and just not focusing on stuff. So we'll see what happens this next week, hopefully.
And onward and upward into the next quarter. Do you have any as we hit our final quarter of the year?
My goodness. So I know that I didn't meet my goal for last quarter. Actually, to be honest, I didn't weigh myself at all this third quarter. Did you?
Not in a few weeks.
I don't think I weighed myself at all in this third quarter. Maybe once, but my goal last quarter was to be below 300 for the full quarter. And I think that I'll just carry that over to Q4 as I'm going to just push to try and be below 300 for the rest of the quarter. No, I won't not going to meet my year-end goal, which was to get to 250. That's not happening.
Well, that's okay though. I think that's totally fine. And because you know what we have been doing is we've been honest.
That's right.
And when we have had our little slips for a week or 2 or 3 or 4 at a time, we've been honest about it, and we have each other to. Oh my god, I sound sunshiny. And we have each other to boost us
sunshine rainbows.
But in all reality, that's why we're doing this, right? Is so that because I think past me for sure would be like, well, new job, no gym. And I'm like, oh man, how am I going to fit this in? It's going to be so awkward to talk about on the podcast.
We'll get there. Yeah. I think I need to get back to the gym just to get into a space of where I'm just listening to music and doing a thing.
Yeah.
For sure. And I definitely, and to set a goal for next quarter, it's definitely just going to hit that, try and be below 200 for the quarter or below 200. Woo.
Holy, don't do that.
That would be amazing.
No, it wouldn't.
No,
I'd be sick.
There'd be a lot of weight to lose in 3 months. But be below the 300 for the quarter. I think that's my plan. What about you? What's your plan for the quarter? You got any goals?
You know what? My plan is just to institute a new routine and stick to it. I'm not going to attach a number to it because I just don't think that's the right move for me right now. For me, it's all about like I had worked so hard to develop a routine and then I mixed it up, but on purpose and for good reason for overall life. But I have to reestablish a routine that involves a commute.
Perfect. So when we meet back in January for a quarterly review, this is Q3 anyway.
We're going into Q4.
I know we're basically in Q4.
Yeah.
Right now. When we meet back for a quarterly review, we'll talk about that, but I'm sure we'll talk about it throughout.
We better.
I mean,
what else are we talking about?
I think that's we did a whole lot this quarter. There was a whole lot of talking about a whole lot of stuff. And that's it. So where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fat Caitlin on TikTok, at the Caitlin Dean on the artist formerly known as Twitter. You can find me at Caitlin Dean on Facebook and Kate D on Instagram, or Kated. And you can find us at Kate and Isaiah Living Large on Facebook. And where can people find you?
You can find me at Maritime Brews on all of the social medias. And then as well as our Buy Me a Coffee, or I like to call it Buy Me a Mic, will be in the description below if you want to if you want to donate to that, as well as the QR code will pop up if you're watching on YouTube. And if you are not watching on YouTube, don't forget you can pop over there and watch us the video instead of just listening. If you are on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. It goes a long way. And then, of course, all of the episodes for the quarter will actually be in a playlist if you want to watch all of those episodes if you missed any. But other than that, we thank you for listening for this entire quarter. Appreciate you all. Bye.
Bye.